All right. Welcome to Team Time, everyone. Excited for y'all to be with us weekend before Halloween. And we're excited. Kids are getting excited. So, there's lots of stuff going on if you got young kids. And if you don't, then hopefully you're going to go out and have a blast and enjoy your own time. So, we're going to talk about client acquisition tonight. The meat of a lot of it is going to be probably a little bit of like self-evaluation and self-growth, which is always good because there's not really any top secret information about client acquisition. But nonetheless, we're going to cover that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get started and try to stay on time. It's 7:18 now, so we're doing good. So let's dive into this PowerPoint. And just FYI, if you have questions in the chat, it's perfect. But when I'm like showing the PowerPoint, like nothing pops up for me, so I don't see your stuff until I like stop sharing. So don't feel like I'm ignoring any questions you have, but we'll definitely have some question time at the end for everybody to ask questions. So here we go. Acquiring clients systematically. Easy as 1, 2, 3, right? Everybody probably smirks at that, but it's really, really not too bad once you understand the system and kind of momentum builds and all those types of things. So let's look a little bit more into what we do. Super important. I can't stress this enough. Your health matters. And so whenever, someone has a question about, what we do as coaches or what we do as health coaches or what we do as Optavia coaches, and this is a perfect opportunity to kind of touch on, are you leading with your health? And when I say health, it's not just healthy body. I'm talking about healthy mind, healthy finances, because we pursue optimal health in all of those areas. What we do is not just personal body health. It expands into those other areas of our lives. We have health coaches that come on in this business that don't need to lose weight at all. They come on to this business because they are looking for a better life when it comes to, getting out of debt or, creating time freedom or giving themselves the opportunity to do the things that they love more because they're creating a little bit of a side income to supplement things. So the point of this is that it really matters that you are pursuing optimal health in the areas of your life that you need it, because that shines through in everything we do. If you're not pursuing optimal health, then, like I said here, there's no judgment, but that is your starting point. And so when you're looking to, assist more people on this journey and bring on more clients onto your team and be able to help more people, pursuing optimal health is the way to go. And so for sure, this is something that people say in our business all the time. And if you do, trainings with the company-wide stuff, then you'll hear it. When your waistline's shrinking, your business is growing. And this has been always true for me. But I think the thing about that that's unique to what we do is, if you are on your healthy body journey and you are losing weight, and you are doing the things that you do to work towards that goal, then people see it, people notice it, and then you're more confident. You have that mental clarity, and you have all the benefits of what we do when we're on that journey, and you're more eager to share it, and you're more passionate about it. And so that's why things like that really matter, and that's why there's a correlation between that and your business growing, because it's just true. I mean, if you're off your journey and you're not actively pursuing optimal health, and I'm not saying perfect, I'm just saying you are in the pursuit of optimal health, then your business is not growing as fast as it could. All right, let's see. Next, where are your priorities? And so this is just kind of, once again, like a little self-evaluation piece. But do you make time to work your Optavia business daily, weekly, or monthly? And so this is just a structural thing. But know that, if you focus on it daily, you'll get the best results. If you focus on it weekly, you'll still probably get awesome results. If you focus on it only monthly, then you're probably only going to get okay results. It's about kind of touching your business every day. That's going to create the opportunity for you to help lots and lots of people all the time. So what is your plan? This is where if you haven't heard of it, there's a tool called the MAP, the MAP. It stands for Monthly Action Plan. We really highly recommend you filling that out if you're a senior coach or above. While you're working towards becoming a senior coach, it's not as important. The first step for you is just to, help 5 people and then move forward. But once you achieve that senior coach rank, the MAP is not mandatory, but is definitely something that helps you structurally to plan your business and where you need to focus your business at. What's your story? I think this was something that is common that I had to kind of work through myself. But what we do is not just social media, right? So what we do is also talking to people in person. And when someone, walks up to you and says, "Oh my gosh, you look amazing. What are you doing?" Can you tell them in a minute and a half, your story? And if you can't, that's okay, but that's something for you to work on. And you see in here, resist the urge to word vomit. It's so easy when you're excited about things, especially, to just go blah, 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 and just say everything and like, oh, I do this and I do this and I eat 6 times a day and I drink water and I love it and I buy this from the company and it makes it super easy because then I got my vitamins and my probiotics and blah, 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 blah. And then people are just like, like it's too much, right? It's overload. So when you're seeing someone in person, you really want to condense, that 60 to 90 second share of what OptiVia has done for you. And there's a tool to help, of course, because we have tools for everything. And the link's in here, and I can drop that link in our coach page as well, so you have it. I think it's in there for the new coach links. But anyway, it's not just your healthy body that you're going to share, right? Because what we do is we help transform lives through all 3 of our components: healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And so that's why I put in here too, what does OptiVia mean to you? It's not just what it's done for you from a physical standpoint. It's not just me losing 66 pounds in 3.5 months. That's not all of my story. That's part of my story, but it's not all of it. And so when I share, it's important for me to be able to share in a minute and a half what OptiVia has done for my entire life, because that's where we really start transforming other people's lives. Sure, we can help people lose weight. That's probably the easiest thing we can do. But when we can awaken people to what's possible, and then there's more than just healthy weight, that's where you really start transforming other people's lives as well. Counting your blessings. So this is something that you hear a lot, and I post a lot about, offering this gift. And it almost goes back to belief for me. Kelly and I were talking about this today, and that it's like, do you know the program work and you like it? Or do you really believe in this program and what you can help someone create in their life and transform their life? There's a huge difference between those 2 things. Because if you just like the program, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a great program. Of course, you can like the program. But when somebody comes up to you and says, "What are you doing?" Someone that likes the program is like, "Oh, I'm just kind of doing this nutrition program, and it makes me feel better, and I just really enjoy it because it's simple." That's great. There's nothing, like I said, no judgment. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you believe in something and it's like someone asks you about it and you light up and you're like, "Oh my goodness, this program that I have done to lose my weight, or to get the mental clarity, or to break myself of sugar addiction, all that type of thing, this program has helped set me free from that. And it's the most amazing thing I've ever done. I've tried all these things in the past, but this really, truly worked for me. And I'd love to tell you more about it." There's a big difference between those 2 things. And it gets the person excited. If you are just like ho-hum about it, then the person on the receiving end of that message is probably going to be ho-hum about it. They might still be ready and they might want to do it because they see your results, but it's kind of getting them excited and building on that is what we really want to do. This is just something to think about too, is on average, how often are you talking with someone about Optavia? Daily, great. How many times, and what can you do to affect this? I think we overthink this sometimes, and for me, it's a little easier, I think, but also, let's see, word this, but think about all the ways you can touch people without, walking around with a giant billboard and being like, I love Optavia. Like for me, it's simple, because like I'll wear an Optavia shirt or have my Optavia water bottle, or I'm eating Optavia fueling. These are all things that I don't hide them, and I'm not saying any of you do either, but if you do, why? These are perfect opportunities to connect with someone. And they're like, I see your water bottle says Optavia. What is that? That is such a doorway for you to connect with that person. And this is just my thought process, so I want to share it with you. But say I have someone that walks up to me at one of the places I do my little office in, like a bakery or something here. And they walk up to me and they look really healthy and fit. And they're like, what's this Optavia you do? Well, number one, I realize that just because they look really healthy doesn't mean they are. Number two, they might also need help in areas like healthy mind, healthy finances. I don't know, because we haven't talked yet. But the point is you don't discount that person and say, well, they don't need Optavia, right? The point is like, that's an opportunity for you to share this amazing, program we have with someone, because even if all that happens and they got their life together and they're on top of things and their finances are great and they have the time freedom they want, they probably have a family member that doesn't. And they might go, you know what? My dad or my uncle or my cousin or my aunt or my sister could really use some help with something like this. And they might connect you with them, so you just never know what can happen. And things like that, it's kind of, they echo out, like they ripple out and touch so many lives, and you don't even realize it's happening because it becomes very natural. The other things are just as important, but weekly, great. Where do you have the opportunity to share daily? And then monthly, okay, let's work on it. And that's kind of going back to some of the tips we talked about a few minutes ago. So I share daily on social media and comment authentically on 3 to 5 candidates' posts, creating touch points and increasing visibility. Not invisibility, but visibility. So this is a super easy way. I mean, social media is free marketing for us. It's a free way for you to get your story out there, a free way for you to connect with people that you would never touch on a daily basis otherwise. So that's why I share on social media. And, like I said, there's no mandatory sharing. But if you really want to help a lot of people in a short amount of time, that's a super simple way to do it. So this is a little bit of dealing with disappointment, right? So winning, a share versus an acquisition. So just something that I want y'all to think about as Optavia coaches is when you share with someone, is that the win? Or when they sign up, is that the win for you? Because truly, I want you to recite, check your heart. There's no such thing as a no for an Optavia, right? There's just a not yet. And so we know that most people in our circle could use Optavia in some area of their life. And so that's where we always say they're not ready yet. They're never going to do Optavia. It's we just kind of put them in the potential client folder, but really start thinking about that the opportunity for you to share with someone, that is the win. Because when you have the opportunity to share this program with someone, that's where you're truly winning. Because even if they decide it's not yet time for them, they might, tell someone else, about what you're doing, or, pass it on to someone else. And even if they don't, it's okay, because what we do here is we share with people because we care about them. We're not trying to create clients. We're trying to awaken people to a healthier life and live in optimal health. So I really want you to kind of, think about that as you go into, talking to someone about program or talking to someone trying to set up like a health assessment with them. The win is you being able to talk to them about the program, and that changes your whole mindset, because it takes for one pressure off of you, because there's no sale. There's no, if this person doesn't say yes, then I'm disappointed, because the win was you being able to talk to them about the program. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so the woman in the mirror or the man in the mirror. This is something that, once again, this is heavy on self-awareness and self-reflection, because we have a very simple system to help clients. And so I really wanted y'all to start thinking about yourself and your thought processes, and really getting into the meat of helping more people. Okay, so nothing changes until you change, right? If you aren't helping as many people as you want to, doing what you are doing, then you have to be willing to change what you're doing. And so, it's called that whole, it's insane to keep doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results, right? So you have to be willing to kind of step out of your comfort zone and change if you want to help more people. One of the things that I think is just through the last couple of years of me, trying to help other coaches help people, is the referral thing. So I wanted to touch on that for a minute. Do you ask for referrals? And if you don't, why not? And I think a lot of times it's a concept that we have, that I'm asking for a referral because I'm trying to grow my business. And it's not entirely untrue that your business is going to grow because you get referrals. But ultimately, what we're trying to do as health coaches is surround our clients with more people that are doing the program, because we know that if Sally Smith signs up to be a client, and then 2 weeks later her sister signs up, and then her mom signs up, and then her cousin signs up, well, guess what Sally Smith's rate of success is going to do? It's going to skyrocket. It's going to go way up, because we built a community around her. We have the Facebook group, and it's awesome. I love it. Our community is amazing in there. But when you have family members around you that are doing this as well, your success rate goes way up. And so that's what we're trying to create when we're asking for referrals. It's not saying, hey, can you refer people to me? It's saying, hey, is your family, noticing that you've lost weight? What are they saying? What are they asking you? What are you telling them? And I think there are these little other things you can do. And there's a referral message that's in our document that you have, the tracker. So if you don't have that or whatever, just connect with your coach or me, and I'll be happy to get that to you. But also doing things like sending a referral or a thank you card. So a little thank you card to your clients, put your business card in there if you have it, or just, write your phone number, email, whatever in there, and let them know that you are, happy to help any family members or friends they have that are interested in getting healthier. But also email. And this is something, it just depends on, what you love to do and how you connect people with the most comfortably. You certainly can email people the same information. And, budget wise, that would be the referral message through Messenger or text, or the email, or there's no, cost for you to invest in those things. The thank you cards is a little bit of a cost. So just being, smart with your business, but also knowing that, creating a referral mindset for your clients is very important, because they are going to either refer you clients because they love the results that they're having and they're super excited about it, or they're going to end up becoming coaches and coaching the clients themselves, which is going to either way is going to benefit your business. But at the same time, we have to be willing to look in the mirror and go, not what's wrong, but what's next? Like, what can I do to, make things better? Those are important questions to ask. So this is a biblical thing, but I really wanted to share it because I think it's so important to see the correlation between the law of sowing and reaping and what we do here, and help us understand that everything we've talked about before kind of ties into this. I'm just kind of gonna run through this. Are you an ambitious sower? So that kind of talks about, us sowing the seed. And so are you excited about sharing this? Are you passionate about sharing it? Do you share it consistently and persistently? And do you have excellent seed? The answer to those questions is yes. If you are an ambitious sower and you are excited about this program and you want to share it with people, which I know y'all are, and then the only other part of that is having an excellent seed. Well, the seed in this situation is the program we offer. And so we know that the answer to both of those are yes. So the problems that come along are, number one, the birds are going to get some of the seeds you plant. It's inevitable. So you can do two things when that happens. You can either chase the birds and try to, get them away from your seed. And that's a big fat no. You don't want to do that because you're going to leave the field. And this will distract you from your future, not add to your future. So that's the little hashtag, it was the birds. Some people aren't going to say yes. That's the real life, correlation between this. You got an awesome program. You're excited about it. You're going to share it. Some people still are not going to say yes. That's okay. You move on, right? You keep sowing. So you keep sowing and some of your seed falls on rocky ground or shallow soil, and it causes the seed to wither and die when it gets hot. So this, in our situation, would be the person that starts but never orders again, right? So how do you fix that? There's no fixing it. It's, it's self-evaluation and going, evaluate, what you do, your client support, your client acquisition, those things, improve your structure, improve your share, being able to share your story, and, like increasing your Facebook posting, those types of things. Because once again, when you share with that person that signs up, but they don't order again, you can't control that person. It's a decision that they make. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with you. But at the same time, you are always in a process of evaluating what you do and seeing where you can improve what you do. So in addition to the rocky ground, some of the seed you plant is going to get in thorny ground. And so the thorns are going to choke it to death and it dies. So the thorns are going to get some. This correlation for us is people that are losing weight and doing great, but then life happens and they can't continue. You get these messages, because I do still, and all that stuff, because this is the way things are and the way they work. So they can't afford it anymore, or, it just isn't working for them. Well, this is the truth about our program, right? It's backed by science. We know it works. You all know it works because you had success with it. It's a matter of getting your mind right and doing it. And so the program doesn't work. Now, we might not have them on the right version, but that's where nutrition support and all of the things that we have, tools that we have, and the resources we have with this, we can find the right version for that person. So it's not a matter of if the program works or not. The program works. There's 100% confidence in that, and you can have that confidence because there is 30 years of research. There's over 20,000 doctors that back up what we do. So there's no question of whether the program works or not. Life happens to people. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't control their life. You can't control that they had a medical bill come in and they can no longer pay for program. In my mind, they're still going to eat, but at the same time, you just can't control it. So what do? You keep sowing. And so finally you sow and it lands in good ground. So this is the truth that you can walk in. It's always going to happen if you keep sowing. You're always going to have all these situations happen, but have some encouragement in the fact that as long as you keep sowing, you're going to plant some seeds in good ground, and they're going to come on program and they're going to do amazing. They're going to do exactly what they're supposed to do. They're going to be on the right version. Life's not going to happen to them and kick them off their trajectory, and they're going to rock it, and it's fun. But to get there, you have to keep sowing. So this is our system. And so this is kind of the transactional stuff about what we do. So I wanted to cover this and give y'all some examples. So I don't know if you know how to screenshot. It might be a good idea to screenshot some of this. But this is kind of, okay, you shared on Facebook. You made your post. You shared your transformation. What do you do now? So in Messenger, text, or email, you're going to write and say, hey, Sally Smith, I'm so glad you reached out. Were you asking for you or someone you know? That starts a conversation with them. That gets the ball rolling, because this is a very simple, like, I'm asking for myself or I'm asking for my mom type of question. And most people are going to answer that without hesitation, right? And then once they answer you, they say, Sally Smith says, oh, it's for me. I really need to do something. I'm just to a point where nothing really works anymore. You're like, oh, great. I would love to share with you, but it's a lot to text, really too much. So when is a good time? In the next day or two, I could give you a quick call. My number is this. What is yours? Boom. Leave it at that. So, and we'll go on from here, but I just wanted you to see this kind of like simple breakdown of like what we do or what I do. So this is the beginning. Next, so if they are too busy, which I'm sure some of y'all have gotten some of that, or they ask for a website, this is an example of what you could say. I don't have much to send. The only website I have is for my current clients, but the call will only take about 15 or 20 minutes. So whenever you have time in the next couple of days, let's jump on a quick call. Just let me know what works for you. Once again, it's very straightforward. You are unattached. You want them to do the program because you know it can change their life. But at the same time, we're not in sales. And so if they don't jump on the phone call with you, it's not the end of the world. Like it's okay. When they're ready, they're going to do it. Okay. So that's why we encourage people to get on the phone with us so they can hear our passion, so they can hear our excitement. You cannot share that with someone through text or messenger or email. And the truth is there's so many people that are trying to sell stuff nowadays, that's what people's default always is this person trying to sell me something. And so this is where we can make the difference when we talk to them. And really that too busy, I mean, most of y'all know this, just being alive, because you probably have done it at some point too. I know I did. Oh, I'm too busy. You just have a website. They're not too busy. They just don't want you to sell them anything. Or they think that it's going to take an hour or 2 hours or whatever to talk to them. And so that's where we kind of clarify it only takes about 15 or 20 minutes. If they ask for the program or cost or the name of the program, you can say we have several different versions or paths available depending on what you want to achieve. I won't know what is best for you until we chat for a little and I can hear your goals. So I have done this with success over and over and over again because it's the truth. It's not me trying to get them on the phone. It's me trying to help them with the best version for them, because I might have someone that writes me from the beginning and says, oh, I'm asking for myself. I need to lose 30 pounds. And I haven't been able to get my baby weight off, whatever. So that's great. And in my mind, I'm already thinking, they're probably a candidate for 5-in-1. However, they said they need to lose their baby weight. So if they're breastfeeding, then they don't need to do 5-in-1. And number two, they might be exercising, an hour every day trying to get that baby weight off, and they don't want to stop. Once again, they're probably not going to be able to do 5-in-1. Well, we don't know that until we talk to them on the phone and try to figure out what's going on in their life and which version of this is the best, most suitable version for them. And even if they're not doing that, guess what? They might be on thyroid medication. Well, that's an important thing we need to know. And so that's where, getting on the phone and kind of talking for a little bit, you can clarify some of that stuff. So the more health assessments you do, the more clients you will sponsor. So this is kind of a ratio thing, and we'll talk about this a little bit more in a minute. But if they don't show up, don't look desperate, give them a day or two and then follow up. And here's an example again of a message. You could say, hey, Sally Smith, just wanted to make sure you got my message. See if you still wanted to connect. If they don't respond, whatever, it's okay. Once again, when they are ready, as long as you continue to follow up with them incrementally, then they're going to know where to come when they are ready. Okay. And if they are ready, so prior to your health assessment, ask yourself, what can I do to help serve, understand this person on the other end of the phone? Because that's ultimately what we want to do, right? We're not here to ask ourselves, what can I do to sell Optavia to this person, to get them to buy Fuelings. Like, that's not what we're here for. We are here to help that person, to serve that person, to understand what's going on in that person's life, so we know the ways that Optavia can change all those things, because that's where we can help them transform their entire life, right? This is just a little bit of structure. Once you're on the health assessment, you're going to do a little intro, build rapport. You're going to awaken. This is where you're going to spend the most time. So, asking the questions that you need to ask, and talking to them and figuring out what's going on in their life. You're going to make sure you share our 4 components in our 3 phases, and then invite and say, I hear what you're trying to accomplish, or you want to accomplish. I know we can help you. Do you feel like you're ready to get started? And if they're not, that's okay. We move on. And if they are, awesome. Get them signed up. So another biblical thing, but it's so relevant to what we do that I had to share. So this is the parable of the talents, and we're almost done. So hang in there. So this is Matthew 25:14-30. And the first and second servants explain that they each put their talents to work and have doubled the value of their property with which they were entrusted. Each servant was rewarded. And his master said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. The third servant, however, had merely hidden his talent, had buried it in the ground, and was punished by his master. So to apply this to our business, when you do an incredible job and you provide incredible client support and your client's excited, then more clients are going to come, because you have been awesome. You've taken what you've been given and you have applied that, and you doubled it or whatever. You're paying it forward. You're creating health and wellness, or helping people do that in their lives. Then more clients are going to come. If you aren't, once again, self-evaluate. How can you improve your client support? Because client support, we start with the daily messages and we do that type of thing, but also follow up, checking in, once they are, continuing with their journey. It's still checking in with those clients, seeing how their life is going. And, it might be 2 or 3 months into a client's journey when the time is right for you to talk to them about coaching. You drip and layer it along the way, and we'll do a separate training on that, about talking about coaching. But as you drip and layer those things, that's where you can start talking about referrals and asking them about the people in their life that are noticing what's going on. And they trust you because you have provided excellent client support and you have showed them that you care about them. And that's what truly matters. When someone feels like that you care about them, then of course they're going to send you clients. They want their clients to come to you because they know that you're going to care about their clients too. So anyway, I just wanted to share that because I thought it was really awesome. This is it, the last slide. So just something to think about as well. Life isn't happening to you. Life is responding to you. And so I really thought this tied in well to what we're doing. If you are not sponsoring as many clients as you would like to sponsor, then this is a self-evaluation. And it's not that you're doing anything wrong. So this is not a disciplinary thing or a judgmental thing. This is look for the areas that you can improve in and do it and watch, what happens, and then evaluate and improve because we're in a constant cycle of that. So that's all I got. You all hung in there. Proud of you. I went a little bit over, so I apologize. But I definitely wanted to see if anybody's got any questions, anything I can answer related to client acquisition or related to anything I shared tonight.
You are awesome, Kevin.
Oh, thank you, Gail. You're pretty awesome too, Gail.
Oh, thank you. I have my moments.
Yeah. So Gail, since you brought it up and nobody else has a question, I guess right now, you are the only person I think that jumped on the trivia night. Did you have fun?
I did. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Did you learn?
I did.
Yeah, I think it was really awesome. I think we might do something similar to that soon in the future. We'll probably wait until around Christmas and do a Christmas one, but I love that idea. I committed to doing a bowling night with some of my old friends from the hospital already, and so I really wanted to be on there, but it was the exact same time. So cool.
I was thinking when I got on there, I was the only one that wasn't from our team that was on there. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I supposed to be on here?
Now I opened it up for everybody. So I'm going to stop recording and then.